Hello Kitch, this is a video response to your video you made in response to my video response to Gentleman Wolf. Okay, so after watching your video and reading some websites, I've changed my position a little on atheism being a religion. While I still see it as dealing with religion, I see it more as an ideology or maybe a philosophy now, and not a quote-unquote religion. So I'll quickly address some of your responses to my points and what I think I said wrong. Okay, to my first point, I phrased what I meant very poorly. What I meant to say is that a lot of atheists, especially here on YouTube, claim that science is a reason for their atheism. So a lot of them will say that they're an atheist because of science explaining what God explained before. So by this, I mean, so this is what I meant by they quote-unquote worship science. I meant to suggest that they replaced God's explanation and instead replaced it with science. So I'm not really saying that it takes faith to do science, but more that they're using science to explain the same thing that faith in God explains. Okay, and I still see there being distinct groups of atheists. One side who wants to spread atheism and the other that wants to keep it to themselves. I guess you could call that an orthodoxy. You could just call them different groups. I don't know. And the atheist billboards that I said were offensive. Well, I guess to an atheist they seem funny or whatever, but to a Christian and to me, in general, these seem very offensive. Like they make fun of us. And I think you can be quote unquote good without God, but you're never really I don't know. I just don't like these billboards, and a lot of people don't, and they find them offensive. And what you said about them not really being prophets, okay, I agree with you that they're not. I don't really see them as your prophets anymore. But still, a lot of people I see here on YouTube here are basically fanatical about them. You can find these people; they definitely exist here on YouTube. About my last point about what I said about atheists having faith, the guy who I made my original video in response to, he said that he knows absolutely that there is no God. He has absolute faith that there is no way a God can exist now or ever. He knows there is no God. So the guy to whom my original video was in response to at least has faith in atheism, since he says he knows that God does not exist. But for the general atheist, who I've recently learned think that the existence of God is unknowable, they really don't have faith in something to do with God, and I accept what you said about that. And I found this website called religiousstolerance.org that has a really good explanation of what atheism is and whether it's a religion or not. And after reading this site, it basically showed how, in general, if you are not an atheist, you think that atheism is a religion, and if you are an atheist, you think that atheism is not a religion. So the general public sees atheism as a religion, and that's why the first definition of atheism is someone who believes there is no God, because that's what the majority of people believe that atheism is. So this website seemed to be very unbiased, and I trust it as a good source. And after reading more, I came to the conclusion that atheism isn't really a religion, but more of a philosophy, since it's dealing with this existence of deity still. So I hope this was able to diminish some of the things which I ignorantly said earlier, since I've learned more about this subject. And the last 5 minutes of your video was amazing. I have no idea how I can even plan on responding to something like that. But thank you for responding to my video, since the Gentleman Wolf didn't even have the decency to respond to it. Just blocked me and didn't even bother leaving a comment. Okay, well, this was Charlie Mason. Good day, and God bless.